Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And tonight, we have to talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. It's the end of December. Are you ready for 2024? Have you put down and planted some seeds? Well, we got a lot to talk about in that regard. And let's make some money is coming for 2024. I'm kind of excited about 2024. Assets only, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm going to have to tell you for 2024, because you're going to get left behind if you don't spend all your hard-earned money, get that duffel bag of cash, and get more assets. You will need it in the future. So get them now while they're cheap. And some people would say, Eric, what do you mean by cheap? But that's what we have to talk about, because the price is not going to be much lower buying assets now than in the future. And welcome. Stop Struggling Now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. And please share the videos, because you never know who you're going to be able to help. You never know who's looking for information, but we are here to help. We have people here in the chat room and who may know more information than me that can help you out with financial endeavors. Your financial freedom papers can be well in hand as long as you hang out in the SSN Nation. So let's get into it, shall we? Let me see who's in the house tonight. Let me know if you received the trailer or saw the trailer and received the notification. Let's see who's here first. Our own Auntie Val is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. And she has the icon next to her name, and also known in these YouTube streets as Entrepreneur and Professor. AKA Professor Auntie Val is here, and the latest concoction, the makings of a business. Beachfront Java is her and her family's own business. That's right. You need businesses, ladies and gentlemen. Those are assets, especially when they're profitable. And let's see what her tagline is tonight. Good evening, fam. She's bringing the heart and the love with the strength and the support and that cup of beachfront Java. But is it Java or is it tea? Because she has both. And oh, by the way, if you still have the promo code, please put it in the chat room, Professor Auntie Val, for everybody that goes to beachfrontjava.com, and they can support our own Professor Auntie Val and family. The promo code used to be holiday, all caps, but maybe it has changed. All right, go over there, drip ground, fine ground, Keurig, all there. Then the tea as well, and different notes. She has at least 15, 16 different coffee, Javas, coffees, teas. It's amazing. Top shelf, ladies and gentlemen, and free shipping in the United States to boot. All right, so go show some love. Professor Auntie Val says, feeling a little under the weather, but I had to wish everyone a blessed, safe, and prosperous New Year. See you in 2024. Let's see. Today's the 29th. Oh, my. Yes, Monday is the 1st. So that means Money Making Monday is going to be on the 1st, starting off the year. This Sunday. Oh, this is going to be nice. So we'll see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. See you in 2024. All right. Ching with the cups tonight. No problema. All right. E. White. Another superstar is here in the house, the investor extraordinaire. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream with the icon next to his name as well, which means he's a member of the channel. Thank you so much, E. White. And he brings his tagline, good evening, SSN family, and Happy New Year, everyone. That's right. Happy New Year to you. 2024 is just days away. Let the new year be the motivation for you to start your millionaire journey. I love that. That's right. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. Even if you sit here today and say, well, I'm not that great with the financials. No worries. We help you out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, as you see on the screen. But if you have questions, please ask them. This is the No Guru Zone. That's right. That's what we do here. We help you. E. White's a part of it, bringing knowledge and helpful information as well. So again, thank you so much, E. White, for being in the house. I appreciate that. And E. White says he is the CEO of his life. That's right. I love to see that. Laverne Penix, also another go-getter, investor, entrepreneur extraordinaire, is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. And he too has the icon next to his name. And in case you don't know what the icon means, that means they're members of the channel. That's right. You know, you can subscribe by clicking the subscribe button and the all notification. But there's other people that are members of the channel that actually gives a little support, which is very, very nice. Thank you so much for that. He brings his tagline. Hello, SSN Nation. I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you. Hopefully you and Mrs. Cool are doing fine. I received a notification in the trailer. That's the first person tonight. Thank you so much. And once again, Mr. Cool is Laverne Penix, ladies and gentlemen. Just so you know, in this street on the YouTube channels, that's where it is. George's Charles, another person that's doing the playbook as well, making sure he buys the assets. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream with the icon next to his name as well. I appreciate it. And he brings part of his tagline, because hey all, and hey to you too, man, because I smell money in here. And he's exactly right. We got a lot of entrepreneurs, business owners in the house. We got real estate investors in the house. We have stock market investors in the house. We even have crypto investors in the house. I mean, damn, all this knowledge and information in one spot. And I don't mind sharing the spotlight because we can all learn from different ways of doing business. You just never know. So thank you so much for being in the house, George's Charles, once again. I appreciate it. Joe Nay, another investor, is in the house as well. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. He too has that icon next to his name, and I appreciate it as well. And he brings his tagline. I got the notification, saw the trailer, and guess what? I smashed that like button. Thank you so much for saying that, because you know the YouTube guys don't love us, ladies and gentlemen. So please smash the like button and click the all notification bell and send the messages and videos out to other people. You can help a lot of people here, ladies and gentlemen. We keep it nice and simple. We don't give you all these slang terms, you know, the financial terms and things like that. We'll talk about it a little bit, but you should be able to understand exactly what we're talking about. We don't mince words. We want everybody to succeed. That's right. But unfortunately, not everybody will, because some people will say, well, I don't need to deal with this. I have a nice job. I'm putting money in a 401k. Everything's going to be fine. Well, if you've been alive and generally over 18 years old when 2019 and 2020 occurred, you're going to tell me you planned for prices to all double? You planned to be under lockdown? You had no way to know that was going to happen. So it would be a lot better if you've had things in place where you had money coming in regardless, right? Or several streams of revenue. So anyhow, Joe Nay, thank you so much for being here once again, man. I appreciate your support as usual. That I love. Joe Nay says it's been a great year for your boy. Very blessed. Retired this year, purchased a villa in Punta Cana, purchased investment property, bought shares, building a portfolio the SSN Nation way. But Joe Nay said, let me show you the way. He's listed out what he's done, ladies and gentlemen. You see there, 3 items. They're called assets. And these assets, they pay us, ladies and gentlemen. I want to make this very, very clear. We have a lot of YouTubers out here, and they don't make it very clear. Return on your money means that's an investment. If I buy something and I generally have to keep dumping money into it to keep that item, that is not an asset. That is a liability. So I need assets to pay for that liability. That is the kicker here, ladies and gentlemen. You want wealth. You want to be able to do what you want to do any time of day and night and wake up whenever you want to. You need assets. It's that simple. The liability talk that you saw on Christmas and New Year's, that's about to be another billions of dollars spent just on New Year's Eve. Liabilities. Unless, of course, you own the spot that people are coming to party or give you their hard-earned money, that would be an asset. Just saying. All right, Jonay, retired. Very nice to hear this. And he's doing the right thing, ladies and gentlemen. Here's another soon-to-be retiree himself, another investor extraordinaire, another man that's been making it happen. Victor Marrero is here. And welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. And he has the icon next to his name, which I humbly appreciate. And he brings his tagline, hello all. Let's do this one more time in 2023. Exactly. This is the last one for 2023. Or is it? Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. I got something to announce because this is going to be very interesting because Sunday, New Year's Eve, there might be a little live stream going on. I don't know how we're going to do this yet, but I'm going to talk about that in a second. But this could be the last one of 2023 Friday night live stream for sure. But we still are rolling, ladies and gentlemen, regardless of the YouTube gods, regardless of all the backstabbing and stuff going on. We still rolling. I'm going to talk about it in a second. Thank you so much for being here. Victor Marrero, very nice to see you once again. Vanessa Comagate is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. And ladies and gentlemen, she has the icon next to her name. So thank you so much for that. And in this YouTube street, she's known as the Seamless Genius. That's right. So anytime you want to think of a business adventure and you can't figure out how to exit, oh, you need to be here and do some input because the Seamless Genius, she can twist things into an exit strategy like no other. So once again, very nice to see her here and an honor. And she brings her tagline, hey, boss and SSN fam, happy Friday year end. Exactly. It's almost over for another year. I have to admit, it's been a wild roller coaster this year, but I have something to say about that. Next year is going to be even wilder. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to turn up a notch. It's going to be fun. All right. No change. Good till January 2nd. Night all. Exactly. All right. Holiday. That is the promo code for Beachfront Java. Go show your love and support for those premium blend beans. And Ziploc bags so it stays fresh. 1 pound, half pound, 3 pound, 5 pound bags. So there's an assortment of that. And again, fine ground, drip ground, whole bean, and Keurig for the coffee. And she has tea as well. But if that's not all, free shipping in the continental United States of America. That is bonus. And then the other bonus, holiday, is the promo code HOLIDAY for everybody on the podcast. Go get your Beachfront Java. Show some love with our own Professor Auntie Val. Don't be shy. We got to support each other, ladies and gentlemen. You guys know how it works. Now, let's get into a few of this stuff that I'm going to have to deal with. Some people are trying to get under my skin. They don't know who I really am, but it's okay. Vanessa Comagate, that Auntie Val, feel better, sis. Blessed New Year. Exactly. Showing some love. Victor Marrero, a little pullback today in the market, but that's okay. Yeah, that was kind of expected. The last day of the month, there was going to be some buying and selling. So this is no surprise. This happens every year. At the last, especially the last 2 days, people are saying, I need these L's, so I got to sell. I mean, I need a loss so I can pay less in taxes. And that's generally the big boys. So there's going to be hundreds of millions of dollars of sales. And so that brings down the price of the shares or the big boys on the stock exchange. So that was no surprise. We talked about that on Wednesday. Will it go up? Will it go down? It could have went either way, but it went the expected way. Everything is under control. Just another opportunity to buy more. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Everything is stock market positive for the big boys, the tech guys, the growth stocks. Everything is positive. All right. That's all you have to think about. No reduction in tax or in federal rates from the Federal Reserve. No increase by the Federal Reserve. That's the key word. No increase by the Federal Reserve is stock market positive. All right. I don't care what anybody says. I've been hearing from people that do trading, that do things, and they're going, oh, the technicals say because it hit its all-time high, like the Dow Jones, and we were only like 6 or 7 points away from an all-time high on the S&P 500, the technicals say the stock market's going to drop. I would say this, stock market positive, it's not dropping. I said, I don't care about technicals. Because soon as the Federal Reserve turns on the you can borrow for less fund, they're going to borrow money. When they say, oh, we're going to drop it 50 basis points, which is 0.5, we're going to reduce it in T-minus 2 months. We're off to the races on the stock market because they can do buybacks of their own shares. So there is no way it's going down. No way, in my opinion. It could happen, but I'd be shocked, quite frankly. So therefore, you have to position yourself on what you think. So once again, it's stock market positive for no rate increase, stock market positive on steroids if they start reducing interest rates. And the only way that the stock market even has a hiccup is if the Fed all of a sudden woke up and said, oh, yeah, man, we got to raise the federal funds rate 0.5, which they won't do. They'll do 0.25 if they do anything. That's nothing. And the stock market is at all-time highs with the present situation. This is incredible. What's going to happen when everything goes down and is in a better way financially for the top 10 percenters? They hold most of the wealth. It's stock market positive. So you got to be in the stock market. You got to be in real estate. You got to be. I don't care what anybody says. They can sit on the sidelines all they want to, but you, me, and everybody else who's paying attention, you're going to be like loving life. You're going to be sitting there like, damn, just like there's people right now who are holding some of these total stock ETFs for the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones. People are sitting there. You put your money into a 401k. Let's say it's a Vanguard. Let's say it's a BlackRock is included into that package. And they bought into the S&P 500, right? So 24% this year is the S&P 500. That's how much it increased. Did your portfolio increase? It should have. So when you get your report in about 3 weeks or whatever, 4 weeks, and you're sitting at your job and they give you their damn report and it sits there and says something crazy like, congratulations, you got 11% this year. Right then and there, you should be like, man, I need to do it myself. All right. So just think about that. Just think about that. Never mind the dividend stocks that you're missing out on that are giving 10, 12, 13, 14, 15% or more. Never mind about that you're missing out on. So you're going to be happy when they send you your statement and it says, congratulations, 10%, 11%, 12%. And this whole time you're going to be like, wait a minute, S&P did 500. Dow Jones did all-time record high. What do you mean 10%? What do you mean 11%? What the hell? You missed out on all that money you were contributing. And some people have put in tens of thousands of dollars. And to hear that you got 9 or 10 or 11%, when you're hearing some other people are getting like 17 to 20%, there's a huge difference between 9, 10, 11, 17, 19, 20. All right. In 1 year's time, huge difference. So you were missing out. So think about it. Be the CEO of your life. You want to be this emerging millionaire, you can go get a shirt at Stop Struggling Now, but no, you can't. No, you can't, because we've been attacked. Today is my birthday, Joe Nay. Congratulations on that. Happy birthday to Joe Nay, aka JP. Right on, man. Thank you so much for sharing your birthday with us tonight. I appreciate that. Joe Nay, happy birthday. Enjoy. Exactly. Brian P., another superstar investor, is here making waves, getting himself prepared for 2024. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream with the icon next to his name. And he says his tagline, hello, Eric. I hope all is well with you. Hello, SSN family. Hello, all is well with me. I got the notification and saw the trailer. That's only like 3 people tonight. Thank you so much for letting me know. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is how they do us around here. Again, I keep telling you, you guys don't think that there isn't some nefarious stuff going on in these YouTube streets. There is. Just like in life, somebody's always got to hate. Somebody's always got to block. So when I mentioned earlier about, hey, you got to go get this. No, StopStrugglingNow.com website has been hacked. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Hackers came in, even sent me a message. I know who hacked you. I'm going to tell you who hacked me in a second. This is funny stuff. Brian P. says, I buy 100 shares of QQQY today. Congratulations. Some people are going, what's this QQQY? What's he talking about? Okay, fine. Let's go look at something because I have something queued up. CNBC, so everybody can see you weren't a part of the stock market. You didn't want to be in the tech industry and all that. Well, you missed out. That's all I can tell you. You missed out. Here it is. Tech stocks just wrapped up one of their best years in past 2 decades. 2 decades, 20 years, in case people don't know what 2 decades is, 20 years. The NASDAQ climbed 43% in 2023, one of its best performances in 2 decades. Similar to the rallies in 2009 and 2003, the NASDAQ was coming off a brutal year for investors. Yeah, there you go. This year's bounce back was led by huge gains in chip maker, NVIDIA, and Facebook. That's all it takes. Facebook, 200%. NVIDIA, I think, might have risen more than Facebook. But nonetheless, that's what we're talking about here. NASDAQ finished up 43%, ladies and gentlemen. Did you have a piece of this? Were you in some of these ETFs that we were talking about? VOO, any of that? Does that ring a bell? Any JEPI, JP Morgans, any of this? SCHD, any of that? You'd be getting a piece of this. Come on now. All right, just think about it. And there is something to doing investment every month, every week, every 2 months. Because of this right here, last year, you would have been buying at negative 33%. So let me give you guys a simple thing here for a lot of people who don't understand investing. I'm going to use a simple number. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, a stock was $100 and it dropped 33%, which is $67. All right? Get a load of this. Let's just say that you actually bought at $67 and your dollar cost average, you got it closer to 67 than to 100. So 69 or whatever. Let's just say you got it paid. You have a $70 dollar cost average. Okay. 10% means the stock went to $77, right? 20% would mean $14, $84, right? 30%, $91, 40%, $101. Just to get back even, you'd be singing, raising the roof, talking about, I got 40% return, but you only lost 33%. You see how this works. So when you're buying at a lower price, the increase is much more valuable. And this is why people say do dollar cost averaging for stocks, because in the long term, you can never predict when there will be a 43% increase. But some people will have a better return because the NASDAQ goes by numbers, for instance. So in other words, the $100, let's say a year ago, and it went up 43%, would mean it's 143. You guys following? So that means it's $143 stock now. That's 43%. Except you bought when it was down low, $70. Guess what your return is? Over 100%. Now, do you understand why the wealthy get wealthier? I hope you guys get it. Because do you smell money coming in 2024? Because I do. Make sure you have all the levers. Everything in your mind is right. If the stock market goes down, okay, no time to panic. Just make sure you're putting money into some of the best corporations in America. Because when there's a boom, then you're going to win handsomely. Now, if they go up, then you're already positioning yourself. You're good. You're very happy. All right. I'm just saying, ladies and gentlemen, just think about it. Think about this. NVIDIA was the big winner in the AI rush, 239%. Man, Mr. Financial was talking about NVIDIA years ago, and it turned out to pay off handsomely. Talk about that story. All right, let's see any other surprises. Microsoft has the AI. Oh, Microsoft's the big winner of the year, which jumped 200% as well after their slump from last year. So that's a huge turnaround. Can you imagine those people who actually bought the dip? They have a greater return than 200%. Can you believe that? I'm just saying, ladies and gentlemen, there's different ways that you can do this stock market. And some of us are just ordinary citizens. So now is the time to get in. So I was going to talk about the QQQ as well. Here's what the QQQY stock is. As you can see, it's here, ladies and gentlemen. Another Joe Nay special. He was over here at Defiance today. I guess he probably did it again because here we are over the last 5 days. People are taking profits starting yesterday, and it dropped. What did it drop from? 1834 to 1773, a whole dollar. Was that a dollar? 1834. No, not a dollar, but 50 cents, 60 cents, 60 cents thereabout. And they even dropped even today, even more. So that's very, very interesting. And why did it drop is the question. What's going on? I don't know, but I know why. It was a sell-off. What the fund should have done is probably yesterday they triggered sell. They took their let's see what happened. Let's see. No profits over the year, but you never know because they would have been dollar cost averaging. Did they take any profits? Maybe. They might have been selling on profits, not much. But when you have thousands of millions of shares, if something moves 10 cents, that's $1 million, right? I mean, so it's like you all of a sudden they're taking some, or if you take L's. So either way. So Yield Max dropped, Defiance dropped, Defiance. Yield Max TSLY, that's interesting, is down to $11.93, under $12, a good sign. So here's the deal. If you are part of the Yield Max TSLY, the reason why I always say when you have these high rate of returns, sometimes you have to park the money. Don't be greedy. You get 40, 50, 60% returns, you have to park your money sometimes. The good news and bad news with TSLY is they actually have a position for shorting Tesla. All right. They also have that side of the coin along with some calls. So they play this fence very well. That's how they're able to get great returns to you. But if Tesla all of a sudden starts rising in price, that is not good for TSLY. That means TSLY share price goes down. All right. And the payout gets really wild. So what we really want is for Tesla to stop going down if you're going to be in TSLY. All right. Just saying. So this is this QQQ. Now, QQQY, I don't know what the dividend is for that. It's nice. Let's go look. It's nice. I can't remember. Was it $2 and something? Yeah, see the dividend yield 61%. That's crazy. This is crazy right here. See, dividend $11. This is what I'm saying. This is crazy on an $11 stock. This is insane. That was TSOY stock. Annual dividend, $7.44. That's insane. 41.96. So it ends the year at this type of return. And loving life. And some people, hold on a second. Invesco, JP, there's Jeppy. Jeppy, I like because that's part of the bank. You're going to cover around 10%. SPY is good. See, that's the ETF trust, S&P 500, 24%. But SPY, let's go. I'm going to do this real quick since we're talking about stocks, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go look at SPY real quick. Let me see if they give me their numbers. Looks like it'll come up here in a second, maybe. Take its sweet time. 476. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see what SPY has done. This is interesting. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Here's SPY now. We were down here last year, 396. This is up to 480. Yep, that's about 20+%. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You could have been dollar cost averaging your way up, quite frankly, but nonetheless, if you were holder from last year, you would have bought in at a way, way lower price, and you would have enjoyed your 24% rise. Plus, you would have bought additional shares. Plus, you would have reinvested some of those shares from dividends. So you would have been loving life. So this is why Joe Nay's taking some money, putting it in the QQQ. Why? Man, talk about crazy. Ex-dividend, 12.15, 1.6, not bad. Wow. Dollar something every 3 months. $1.60 roughly, $1.50, $1.60, 4 or 5. Yeah. Then they have a special. Not bad, ladies and gentlemen. Dividends for a few years. People are holders of SPY, and like I said, if the Federal Reserve starts dropping, this 476 price is going to be in the fives next year, easily. All right, so we're going to find, or if they stay the same, it's going to be in the fives. So either way, stock market positive, you win. All right, 100 shares, ladies and gentlemen. My man, he's over here. He's in love. He's loving that compound interest he's earning because this frees you up to be able to say, hey, I got $4,000 from some other investment making money for me. He could actually turn it in to go buy $4,700 worth of ETF shares. That is how he's using other people's money. This is the true definition. When you're making dividends of thousands of dollars, then using that to buy, do the Warren Buffett method. This isn't new. This is what Warren Buffett is, along with Charles Munger, his cohort. All right, he's the partner, the silent guy until recently. In his later years, after he's 7 years old, Munger comes out of the shadows and wants to be on TV. $30, $40, you could be buying shares of stock, not shoes. Exactly. Wow. Nice, Brian P. Exactly. I pick up the dip is what he's saying. It's coming up. That's a wise decision. I think it's a wise decision, period. Like I said, I really do think stock market positive is nothing. I don't see any way this isn't going to turn out stock market positive. Brian P. Damn, finishing up 2023 with a bang. QQQY is at 62 cents per share dividend. Nothing wrong with that. Exactly. $62. I don't mind that every 3 months. Not bad. Tony Perez in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. I appreciate you being here. He says Suffolk County in the house. I'd like to learn the stock business. All right. Well, Tony Perez, we do it simply. We don't talk about stock option trading. We don't talk about any of that. What we talk about is we like receiving money while we sleep. So we talk about dividend investing. So when we talk about QQQY and a share gives you $7.42, let's say, I think it was $7.46, but nonetheless, that's 100 times 7 over the course of a year if they keep giving out these same dividend rates. Not bad. That means you're going to have $746. But you're going to have more than that. Why? Because you're going to push the reinvest button. So along the way, you'll be reinvesting all of that 746, and you would be buying an additional share or two. So then instead of having 100 shares, you will have 102 shares. So now instead of just getting simply $74.60, now you can add two more $74.60 the following year. So now you're getting every year 800 and some dollars, right? Or is it going to be closer to 900? It'll be closer to 900. So all I'm saying, think about it, ladies and gentlemen. That's how we do it, Tony. That's one way we do it, because you don't need credit. You don't have to qualify. Your qualifier is the money in your pocket. And you can start by getting Robinhood and Webull. If you haven't already gotten your free shares of stock from Robinhood and Webull, please, down in the description, use that link. All right. Let me see if I even have them in the description, quite frankly. I don't. So that means I'm going to have to put them here in the chat room. And then I'll add it also. Robinhood. Let's go. Robinhood, Webull. Okay. What's happening here? There's no Robinhood, Webull. Yes, here it is. All right. So I'm going to have to separate. Oh, no, I can put these two on the same chat box. So I'm glad you mentioned that, because I didn't put it in the chat room. So there you go. Use those links. Get your free shares of stock. From Robinhood, you get one. From Webull, you can get up to 12 to 15 fractional shares now, but you will have to put at least 1 cent in your account to unlock all those shares. 1 cent, $1, $3, $5. You do have to load up your account at Webull of even that amount. And if you want to buy some shares, well, then you can put in 100 or 200 or 1,000 or 5,000, whatever you want to invest in. Hopefully, we're helping you out with a little of it. Now, let me go with something to think about. JEPI is JP Morgan's ETF. JEPQ, those are the two. 10, 11% dividends, roughly around $5. All right. So a year. So that's another opportunity for you. And then you can always go check out yieldmaxetfs.com. But if you're going to do that, you understand you're going to have to pay attention to what they do. They do something called an option income strategy, meaning they're doing calls, doing puts, they're shorting stocks, they're doing all kind of risky-ish type things. If the stock market does go up, then YieldMax ETF will be under pressure because they are actually shorting some of the stocks, and then they're offsetting it with calls, and they're doing premium payouts, premium pay for those. So that could be a problem if the stock market goes up. So you have to keep an eye out, because your share price will go down, even though they still may kick you out 40, 50% in dividends. But how long can that really last if the stock market keeps going up? So what you do is we sometimes pick some other stocks, like I just gave JEPI, JEPQ, where you're going to stick with about a 10%, 11% dividend, or you can pick some other stocks in that lower tier, which could be, like, I believe REITs are going to be very good eventually, because when they start reducing the interest rates, the Federal Reserve, that is, then REITs aren't going to be under pressure because they borrow to buy more assets. So that'll alleviate their pressure. So they'll still be able to give out their 14 or 15 or 16 or 70% dividend. So AGNC, you can go check them out. ORC, make sure they're still giving out dividends because they're a little under pressure right now. But go check them out. Gave you a couple more. Those are easy. NLY, they're all going to be in the 10 to 17% range. All right. You want to do something even crazier? Go check out IEP, the Icon Group. I as in India, E as in Eric, P as in Paul. Go check them out. IEP. They're going to give you, again, that 15, 16, 70% dividend. All right. And these are all stock market positive. And then to think the share price for those could rise, but you've already locked in your dividend rate for what you're putting in now. So as long as they give out the dividends and you're getting 17% on the money you put in now, even at the share price. Now, if the share price goes higher and you buy at the higher price, sure, you're going to dilute your shares, meaning you're going to increase the value of your shares by dollar cost average. But you still, on the first money you put in, you're going to still get that 16, 17, 14, 18% rate of return for the early money. All right. So hopefully that helps you out a little bit for the dividends. That's what we do here. Other people, they start talking about trading and all that. I don't know how to do that, so I don't talk about it. All right. I'm going to have to leave that up to Victor Marrero. All right. I sold 5 option contracts today. Here we go. NVIDIA, Tesla, SPY, QQQ, Mara. Received $9.50 in premium using a conservative price target. Not bad for last Friday in 2023. Very well done, Victor Marrero. I'm not mad at you. That's the beauty of it. Maybe we can learn how to do this because I damn sure don't know how. All right. I could never wrap my head around it. And that's weird because I do the numbers, mathematics, and all that. But for this, these options and things, it just drives me crazy. I could never figure them out. So I'm looking for that video that finally teaches me how to do this. Today, they put out the top 3 2023 stocks: NVIDIA, Meta, Tesla. Top crypto stocks, how did I know? Mara, Coin, yep, MSTR. We spoke about Mara on Monday at 592% return for the year. Yeah, I know. But unfortunately, it's not going to be another 592% return. There might be another little click up, 50%, 60%, but it won't be that ride right there. 600%, 6 times your money. That's a nice ride. So we will see how this all plays out, but very, very nice. All of that Coinbase, they've done one hell of a job as well. So all of them, MSTR, all of them. Victor Marrero, thank you for mentioning that. But yeah, NVIDIA, Meta, Tesla. Tesla is interesting because remember about a year ago or so, maybe 8-9 months back when it dropped down to 107 or 108. And I was sitting there like some people might have bought, but we were sitting here on the live stream and I was like, I'm not buying then. I was like, what happens if it goes down to 99? Some people are saying that. I was like, okay. So at 117, 116, 117-ish range, bought in then instead of 107, 106, 108. It could have been even better, but it shot back up to like 260, 270. And then it actually went up to almost damn near 300. But I sold before it went up even higher because I was like, hey, man, in a short period of time, why not take a freaking 200% return? 2 times your money and then some. I was like, why mess around? I mean, 30, 40%, 20% in a year is normally good. Hundreds of percent, why be greedy? All right, because we can play a different way. We can just go, okay, use some of that, put in the TSLY. Go the opposite way. It's dropping. We're loving life. Money's coming back. Thanks to Brian P. and Victor Marrero mentioning TSLY early this year. And then either one of them, I can't remember because at that time we just glossed over it. And then 6 months later, they were like, yeah, man, Brian P. comes back and says, man, I bought all these shares and it's good. And it's doing this return. I was like, oh my God, it was crazy. So we're in the right place at the right time. We have helpful information that comes across this chat room and discussions, ladies and gentlemen. That's why it makes it so special around here. George's Charles says, nice, Victor. Exactly. Hey, got to be in the game, ladies and gentlemen. George's Charles, what's up, buddy? 2024 is our year. Very excited about it. Yeah, I'm excited too, because we're sitting here. We put ourselves in position for the major asset classes, the stock market and real estate market. You've put yourself in position. We tried to get you in position for the last 5 years, quite frankly. Now you are going to reap the rewards for everything you have done. Because if you are put yourself in position with your businesses, with your buying a business and buying stocks that give out dividends and things of that nature, you're going to have money coming in. And you're positioning yourself with real estate deals. While getting real estate right now is probably the best time, in my opinion, even though people are like, what is he talking about? Because the interest rate's so high. That's not the thing. The thing is this: what are you going to do when the Federal Reserve reduces the interest rate? You're going to sit there and say, well, Eric, I'm not going to do nothing. Well, see, you won't be doing anything. That's the problem. Because when homes go up, if a $400,000 house all of a sudden costs $700,000, the interest rate, yes, could be down to 4%, but that's $2,800 per month plus add on some more money. So let's just call it $3,500, but they'll go $3,000. They'll let you go up to 40% probably. No problem. But you will realize you have to make 10 G's without any expenses just to qualify, right? Yeah, that's 120. So actually you wouldn't qualify, quite frankly. You're going to have to make more than that. You're going to have to make like 150, somewhere in that ballpark. So even though the rate comes down, you're still going to have to make 6 figures to do that. So even if home prices go up and you can afford it, you're going to have to pay or make a lot more money because you're going to have to buy at a higher rate. If you're holding real estate right now, or pre-construction wise, where you have a price that's going to be within a certain range, you're not going to care if properties go up 30, 40, 50%, because you're going to reap the reward for that. So when it gets delivered to you, you're going to already have this equity in your property, and that gives you levers that you're going to be able to use once you acquire it, because then you can turn around and borrow against it and buy more assets and keep the party going. Buy more assets that pay you means you have more revenue coming in. It's a beautiful game if you can get in it, but you can. No credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. Brian P. already in the snowball effect zone. Exactly. Once you get into that zone, you don't have to do anything but to keep Uncle Sam happy with his tax. That's it, exactly. And it's very easy, quite frankly, because it's cut and dry. You're going to get your statement in like 30 to 45 days, right? Yes, it's pretty cut and dry. It's going to say, it's going to spell it out for you. Give it to your tax preparer. Hey, man, how can I write some of this off? And they're going to start asking you questions. How much money did you put into the 401k? How much did you buy these shares for? It's all right here. How much did you withdraw any of this? No, I didn't. Good. So, I mean, good. You didn't take any out, and you got all this money coming in for dividends. Great. Unrealized capital gains. We love that. We love that, because now we can say, hey, this was an investment. We can give you some tax deductions. How much did you put in your 401k again? Do you work for somebody, you say? Do you have a business, you say? Oh, yeah, some more deductions coming. Just keep one thing in mind, though. I want to remind everybody during this tax seasons, a lot of people get caught up. And what I mean by caught up is this. You have your own businesses, or you have money from your own businesses coming in, and you think you want to be an investor, or you want to buy real estate, you want to do these things. Here's the thing. When you go out and you say, hey, I need to take all these deductions. I made $200,000, but I'm going to show Uncle Sam after taking all these deductions, I only really made 75K. All right, fair enough. You can do all that, but just keep in mind, if you turn around and say, hey, I want to buy a $500,000, $400,000 house, and then they say, where's your tax returns? And now they see them and they go, well, according to your tax returns, you made $75,000 because you didn't want to pay taxes or higher taxes, right? So that's where problems come in, because people don't think. They're like taking all these deductions until they need to buy assets. And then they find out, oh my God, wait a minute. I really do make more money, but I'm sorry, your tax return says 75,000. It doesn't say 150. You can't buy this house. So keep that in mind when you're in your own business, because it's a double-edged sword if you're out here trying to buy assets, especially when you need a loan, because they're going to go by what your tax return says. They're not going to go by, hey, man, I made some extra money this way. Whoa, slow up. We're not counting that. You don't cover that with Uncle Sam. We're not covering it. So keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. All right, there's the Webull link. It's in the chat room. All right. And as Joe Nay says, you got to have pen and paper when participating in SSN Lives. I love that. He's exactly right, ladies and gentlemen. You just never know when things are going to be put out here to your advantage. So I appreciate that. Hello, Tony Perez, showing some love in the house. Do you have a brokerage account like Fidelity, Robinhood, Schwab? Exactly. Get your brokerage account. E-Trade, Webull. Actually, we like kind of Robinhood, but I like Webull a lot better. I just do. But nonetheless, whatever you feel comfortable with, get a brokerage account if you don't already. That's for starters. Not tricky at all. You don't have to pick Robinhood or Webull. You can pick whoever you like, but you need a brokerage account by stock. That's the first move. You might have it already because those are easy to get in apps. Even Cash App has freaking a way to buy stocks. Is that crazy or what? They have, what's that other one? Stash, or I think it was Stash. I think I have Stash. Is that the one? I never used it. In fact, yeah, I still have it. I pulled up some things. I was going to eliminate it. Yeah, welcome to Stash. Welcome to a simpler way to invest. Yeah. It's about, I guess, if you use it and you have some loose change, you can actually buy the partial shares of stocks or something. I don't know how it works, but I think that's why I pulled it down, but I never used it. But that's also an option, because a lot of people, you go to the store, you have a little change, and when you're paying online, and sometimes the thing might be 30 cents, and then you can add 7 cents and buy some shares. I don't know. I'm just thinking off that. Oh, I was waiting for this. I was waiting for that to happen, because anytime we start talking about stocks and doing the right dividends and all that, we have some sort of interference. Speaking of interference, okay, so I made some videos talking about Miracle Cash and more. What do these guys do? These guys, they decide threats. They decide, oh my God, man, stop telling on us. Stop showing our videos where we were lying to you last year. So we're going to hack your website. Yeah, so I got a message from somebody 3, 4 days, 5 days back, and they said, man, I know who hacked your website. And I was like, well, all right, man. The website's just, it's there, but it's not really a major thing for me. So I was going to make a new website. In fact, SSN Lifestyle and Stop Struggling Now websites, they're not really that great. So now it's going to go upscale. So I was like going to change servers and everything. So actually, they just did me an earlier favor than what I was going to do. But I was going to wipe it clean anyhow, restart, have a new website. So looking better. We can't have the 2018 website still around, right? So we're going to upgrade. All right. I'm going to upgrade with the new chair as well, I think. All right. I guess I'm going to be a YouTuber now and have one of them YouTubers chairs with that Recaro seat chair. I think I'm going to go get one of those now. All right. And I got upgraded to the blue already with the microphone, because I used to have this little cheapy $2.50 microphone I used for 3 years just to show people. I used a Note 4 for 3 years just to show people. $3 mic for the podcast and live streams, and a Note 4. All right. Note 4 in 2018, 2019, 2020. Which was interesting. And that's what I used the first 3 years, just to show people, hey, man, it doesn't matter the tools you have, get started. Just for starters, I still have the same computer, which that's freaking 5 years, I think. Yeah, it's 5 years. So clearly I should upgrade my laptop, right? I'm like, clearly. But my laptop actually has numbers on it that's kind of strange, right? I mean, a 16 of megabytes or 16 megabytes of RAM. and it's got I don't even know the speed on it, but it has all the stuff that you need, terabyte, 2 terabyte hard drive. So it's in there for regular stuff. It's not out the ordinary. It's just that my screen, you guys would notice, it's never crispy clear. There's a reason, because this is a 1280 by 760 webcam. But I'm thinking either I'm trying to find the upgrade to the 1080p webcam so I can replace it, or should I just go out and get a new computer? I'm like, for the same specs I have here, it's not worth me getting a new computer, because the new computers have the same specs and they cost like $1,000, which is crazy. So I'm like, well, I think I'm going to go for the 1080p, swap out the webcam, and then get a little more crispy and get a little more professional. And then I'm upgrading the cam. So I'm not getting a new phone. I'm one of these guys, just like I had a Note 4 for 10 years. I'm going to have my Note 9 for 10 years. All right. 11 years, however long it lasts, until it goes dead. All right. I don't change phones that often, even though by changing phones would enhance my presence on the internet totally, because they have new things on the new phones that you can do that these, even a Note 9 can't do. All right. So we got hacked by Miracle. They're not happy. I don't know why. We gave our hard-earned money. They've been lying to us for 2 years. And now, because I'm showing it and telling people, hey, man, you might want to be cautious about giving these guys some money until they show that they're actually doing something, they hacked, all happy and proud about it. But that just means nothing. And I think New Year's Eve, there will be a special, not by me. I'm joining a panel of grieving people from Miracle. I'm going to be on a panel. Somebody filed a lawsuit against Miracle. He's going to be on the panel on Sunday. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be very, very interesting. There's some bad news coming out, and these guys don't want people to know, so I'm all for it. I'm like, okay, you guys want to mess around and hack me? I asked for the refund, but they didn't want to give it. That's fine. Of course, I wasn't expecting it. So I'm like, okay, fine. Then we'll play. Let's play. Let's play. In fact, I'm going to play a little harder. Let's put it that way. So we'll see how it all goes. Jawway J, another investor, is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream with the icon next to your name. And he says his tagline, hello, SSN Nation. Hope everyone is doing well. Thank you for that. Received a notification. Thank you. That's only the 4th person tonight that has mentioned this. So I appreciate that. Very, very happy to see you here in the house. All right. Victor Morrell, buy a computer this weekend and take a business expense deduction for 2023. You have until midnight Sunday. In fact, pre-purchase your DR ticket to take the expense 2023 deduction, or wait for 2024. Victor Marrero, I love it. There you go, man. There you go. He's thinking, ladies and gentlemen, tax write-offs at the end of the year like a true investor. He's sitting here like, hey, wait a minute. Hold up. I got to pay X amount of dollars in taxes. Hold up a second. Let me go over here and spend some money. That's worth the tax deduction. I hear you, man. I hear you. I like it. Something to think about. Let me think about that too, because I'm actually going to do that after this live stream is over. This won't be too long, ladies and gentlemen. Jawway J, I tried to leave Miracle a review on Google and they denied my review. Wow, are you serious? They turned them off or something. That's wild. Yeah, man. Yeah. These guys are clowns, man. They're doing anything and everything. So I filed an appeal, now waiting. Let us know how that goes, Jawway J. Yeah, unfortunately, Micah, I feel a certain way. Micah came on here acting like he's part of the SSN Nation fam, trying to help people. And all I find out is he was trying to help himself and basically help Hakan, who's a freaking serial bad guy, and bad guy that's seemingly good guy, but he's not really a good guy because his stories was all a story. It was a scheme from the beginning, is my opinion, because they never produced any ATMs. They never had that deal. They never had point of sale systems, even though they claim they ordered them. They never had any stores that, to me, opened. I'm like, why don't you guys ever show the stores? That's a great promotional tool for everybody. And so now I find out, wait, the stores are open, not open, maybe open. Where's the revenue? Where's the profits from the stores? Wait, stores not open. Oh, wait. Now December 15th, he says on video, which I did not copy and post because they would have copyrighted it. But he says on video, we don't have revenue. I'm like, what did he just say? No revenue. What the frick? What happened to them stores that was supposedly open in Cyprus and Amsterdam and Germany? You're supposed to have profits. No revenue, they claim. I'm like, yeah, but you got like 20, 30, 35 million, depending on who you're talking to. Some people say they got 20 million, 25 million. Some people say 35 million. So it ranges 20 to 35 million. And they're going by what Micah said. So he said 35 million. So some people say it's 35 million they've collected. Crazy, and have produced zero, other than have some stores that are kind of open, not open. I don't know. They're not real. I mean, they're real as in a lease. They have their logos and stuff, but nobody's in there doing business. I'm just like, this is crazy. So that's how they got our money, because they opened stores. People believe that was some progress, and then it's no progress. So once again, fake out. So anyhow, I'm going to be on a panel. We're going to be talking about it. It's probably not going to be live streamed. We're going to create it. And then within a few hours, I'll have it and I'm going to post it. And they're going to post it. And there's going to be about 5 people posting it. It's pretty wild. So just letting you guys know, we're under siege, not just by Google and YouTube. We're under siege from the outside as well. They don't want us, certain people, to succeed in life. That happens. This is America. This is the way of the world. All right. Whenever somebody needs to talk and express something and people feel that they were wronged, in 2 years, you are wronged. Let's face facts. They lied about what they were doing. It would be a different story if they actually did what they were doing. POS system showed up, ATM system showed up, and then it just failed from actually trying. But the fact is, they told us one thing, and now they're telling me we have shares. We don't even have NFTs. I'm like, okay, so you never did anything. And now you're changing it into shares, NFT, talking about Mediterra, stock company on the New York, on NASDAQ, which you can't get on NASDAQ because you don't have 3 years worth of X amount, like 70, $80 million annually. You don't have any track record, so you can't be on there. If you're doing OTC, then you actually have to show revenues of millions of dollars to transfer over from the OTC. So I'm like, you don't have none of that. So what are you going to do? Give them fake documents? And I wouldn't advise that. So how are you going to get approved for NASDAQ? Can't happen. Will not happen. So it's a lie to get more new people who don't know about their previous history, that they're telling people now we're going to be on NASDAQ, give your money, you're going to make money, blah, blah, blah. It's the same story they told us last December and November where, hey, man, we have stores opening, we're ordering up ATMs, we're ordering up POS systems, we're doing all this stuff. The same playbook they used last year is the same one they used this year, except it was with the stock market. And forget about all that stuff they said last year because it doesn't exist. Crazy. Crazy. They paid their rent with SSN Nation money. That's exactly right. We are such a nice people. We took one for the team. What a joke. Exactly. And by the way, Victor Marrero, we did take one for the team, but I want to point out something. We did the Ring of Fire. So remember, NFT UK was 5,000 and the Benelux was 2,500. And this is part of the reason why I was doing the Ring of Fire, because can you imagine if everybody would have put in 5,000 or 2,500 instead of the lower amounts, 250, 500, or whatever the amount was, it could have been a huge loss of 5 Gs, 7,500, 10 Gs, like some people. There's people that put in 30,000. 40,000, 100,000. Yes, you heard me. 100,000. If you don't think that's crazy, how about 300,000? And if you don't think that's crazy, 600,000. Yes, individuals put in 100, 300, 600, and 40 and 50 and 60 and 25. I mean, all those people must be freaking out right now, to say the least. So luckily for us, there's a reason I never really want to get involved in another way, saying, guys, just put in the 5, put in the 10, buy this, buy. Hey, let's just put in a little bit, so then that way your exposure is limited. You might be able to take hits with 250 or 500 or 750 or 1,000, but a hit for 5Gs, that's a bridge too far. So actually, it ends up being where it's a small hit for a lot of people, and you didn't have to worry about large sums of money. And that's one of the benefits of doing it as a group versus doing it as an individual. So you had exposure. If this would have went up to $1 million, let's say for the NFT, nobody would have cared about getting 10%, right? Even 5%, you would be happy, because that'd be 500,000. 10% would be $1 million. Put in more than 10%, great. Put in 20%, because I capped it, but I can't remember. 20% would have been 2 million. But that was all relative to the investment. The upside was better than putting in a big chunk, because if it actually worked, you're going to make substantial amount of money, right? So that's how it works. But yeah, a big joke, Victor Marrero. They talked a good game. They got us. They did everything that you would do. The building of stores. Then they had people going to the stores. You had Mike in front of the stores showing people stores are being built out. So everybody's thinking we're moving. And then they get on live stream saying, we're going to pay you out in December or November or whatever it was. Then in November, oh, we had a little problem. We're going to pay you out at the end of February. Or for some of you, because we're going to be in Spain, first payout should be the end of January. So this is in November, December. They're telling people payouts the end of January for Spain. If you're in the UK, we're going to have our first store open. So payout should be the end of February, March. So people are thinking, oh, yeah, this is working. This is great. And all along, they didn't have a license. Yeah, they didn't have a license. Crazy. If you missed my videos, you need to check it out. I dropped some over the last 2 weeks about Miracle. Curtis Davis is in the house. Superstar known here as Mr. Financial is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream with the icon next to his name. And he brings his tagline, good evening, SSN family. Good evening to you. And his ABMM, always be making money. I love it. I love it. I love it. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Assets for 2024. Take over. That's what we're doing. And if you're new here, Mr. Financial, he goes by the pseudonym of Chili Davis in these YouTube streets, dropping knowledge, financial news, and updates throughout the day. Go check out Chili Davis. Subscribe to his channel. He's part of the SSN Nation, CHILLY Davis. Go show some love. Subscribe to his channel. Click the all notification bell. Smash a few like buttons on the videos. Go see what he's talking about, because, again, the no guru zone, no ebooks, no courses, no shenanigans, just strictly giving out information that can help you make financial decisions with business, money, stocks. That's what we do. So go show some love to Chili Davis channel as well. All right. Appreciate the family. Have you heard about Apple and Facebook have virtual headsets? Yes. Actually, they've had those out for a while. But yes, I know all about them. In fact, when you get around, guys, I'm going to tell you something that's funny. In I think it was 2019. I think I was already doing this. I think it was 2019 is the last time I went to the Sundance Film Festival. It might have been 2019 or 2020. I think it was 2019 because it wasn't COVID. So at 2019, the virtual Facebook, I actually went into, they actually were doing a promo, and basically just testing at the Sundance Film Festival in 2019 for this. And it was a piece of garbage. I mean, it was kind of cool, but it was still garbage. Let's just face fact. Most people said it was cool, but it was garbage. They had a long way to go. So if they actually have something that's cool in 2023, no surprise. They've been working on it for 4 years. Actually, before that, 5 years. So we will see. We will see. They say Apple headset and performance seem less compared to Meta. Oh, yeah. They've been working on it for the past 5 years. It's been maybe even 6 years. Don't let them fool you. It's not something they just worked on. It's been out for, well, not out, but they were working on it for 5 years for sure. For 2019, they already had. They had a booth. They had a big dome, a pop-up, and they actually had the virtual and all this. It was crazy. And at the time, people were amazed. It was shocking, but there was nothing seemingly like it except for somebody else had something too. But they were actually showing it. But like I said, everybody was like, you got work to do. But it was still on the board. They were working on it. So it's not surprising if it's straight up legit. 2023 was full of crypto scams. You ain't lying. And 2022, by the way. All right. So don't forget, we've had 2 years, 2021, 2022, 2023, all crypto scams. Damn near 100% of all the crypto projects that came out in those 2-3 years are gone. All right. No reason to feel bad. We all got jammed up with projects all over it. Exactly. I only have and invest in Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's right. We talked about this like 9 months ago when I was like, hey, man, I ain't doing crypto no more. Bitcoin and Ethereum. And that's it. That's it. Straight up. There's no more project stuff. So whatever we put in the debt box, whatever we did with cash flow, that's the last thing. Never again am I doing any crypto stuff other than getting Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's it. That's it. I'm not even going for no coins, no tokens, no nothing. Of course, price came down. Oculus, Facebook, but some say Apple does not make you dizzy and better apps. Yeah, because Apple is using a weird, they want to use their technology. Remember, Apple has been doing stuff for 40 years. Facebook was just Facebook. They're Johnny come lately into the tech world, really. So that was part of the problem like 4 years ago when they broke this out. And people were like, yeah, it's kind of different, but it's glitchy. There was people, that's what it was there for. They were getting feedback. They were just way too early, and they're not even a tech company. That's what was so funny. I was just like, what are they doing? They're basically getting engineers from other companies, stealing them, and then having to figure out something that they never did. So yeah, it's going to take them 6-7 years because they aren't really a tech company. Let's get real. They have to buy other companies. In fact, they bought another company that does that type of thing. And so that's the problem. But yeah, this is no surprise what you're saying. Apple's been a tech company for freaking 40 years, damn near. So it's no surprise that they would have, and they do their own stuff in-house. Facebook doesn't. They don't have 100% of the technologies. Victor, yes, the crypto scams. Exactly. It's over. I'm not doing crypto stuff anymore. All right. That's what I said like 9 months ago, 8 months ago, yeah, it was around March, April, somewhere in there. So it's fini. Bitcoin, Ethereum. That's it. That's it. That's the only things that's going in. Yes, exactly. There's a reason ETFs are coming. In fact, they're here. So the prices are going to continue to go up. It's here. It's here. And what's going to end up happening is, like I say, it's going to be a snowball effect. Once the Feds reduce the interest rate, people are going to borrow to buy Bitcoin and Ethereum. So the prediction that Bitcoin could do 100,000 is not far-fetched because ETFs are getting approved. So now people are going to be giving their money to the ETFs, and now the ETFs are going to have billions of dollars under management, which means they can go buy Bitcoin and Ethereum. A self-fulfilling prophecy of a price increase. So that's what's going to happen. Clear as day. Let's go. So for 2023 BTC, we're good. Yeah. Yeah. ETFs are going to get approved. Anything that's stock market positive at this point is also going to be great because ETFs for Bitcoin are stock market. So when they reduce the federal funds rate, these guys are going to be borrowing money to buy their own shares. So that means more Bitcoin is going to be bought. So as long as you have a demand for Bitcoin, the price is going to go up. It's going to inch up. So no shock that this is going to happen. Grayscale fighting to get their spot. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So people are jumping ship off of GPTC into something else. Basically what BlackRock and Wall Street wanted. Exactly. Of course. There, he's got the smile. Of course. You knew this was going to come. Why do you think all these guys over 10-year periods kept going, it's fake, it's no good, we don't care? They were just trying to keep the price down until they got to a regulatory situation. It took 10, 12 years, but they finally got here. And they're getting the ETFs approved. So now they got other people's money under management. This is what they do. And then they use your money to buy the stuff and they reap the rewards because they're going to tell you, yeah, here's your dividends if they even give them. I don't think they will. But, you know, hey, you want to take out $1 million? I'm sorry. Your redemption, I'm sorry. You don't know. We're not going to allow it. So all I'm saying is they got the money. And then they can borrow against that assets under management to go out here and buy more assets. They're covered either way. They take no risk. Their risk is when they borrow against it to go buy another asset, but the asset that they're buying pays for the interest that they have to pay. So it's a win. They're buying solid stuff and they use your money to prop up their fund. Just what Sam Bankman-Fried did. Same kind of thing, except stock market, it's legal to do it. Same thing. All right. Same thing Celsius did. Bitcoin and ETH will have a big play with AI in 2024. Exactly. I've been hearing that for some time now. I believe you're right. What's ultimately going to happen? First of all, see, guys, I've been involved with a lot of things. All right. I'm about to tell you one that people will not believe me, but I'm going to tell you right now. The porn industry in the late 80s, 89, 90, 91. Okay, you guys know how the internet is now, right? You have like gigabytes of speed. In 89, 90, you still had dial-up. All right? In some instances. Or you had things like 10 megabytes per second, 5 megabytes per second. The industry that helped the streaming universe was the porn industry. You were able to do streaming on porn industry, and I was involved with it because you got paid. But the point I'm trying to say is not an adult performer, but getting paid from content. So at the time, what could you stream? Video. You could also do live streaming. So how did they do it? T1 lines, warehouse full of women with a bedroom setting like rooms to go, and a laptop and a camera and lingerie. So lined up in Las Vegas. I told this story before that some people may recognize it, but in Las Vegas, warehouse. Women that was in the strippers, they work at the strip joint. After they get off work from the strip joint, they come and sit in a room, stream out, talk to people on the internet. They have the high speed at their spot, and the guys are dialing in or calling in, and you paid per minute. And it was some crazy $5 per minute charged to your phone bill. That's one thing. So they're talking on the phone, talking on the computer, doing whatever, special request. Special request costs money. Guess what? You could pay online. So when you guys think PayPal and all these guys who just came out around that time as well are the pioneers of all this crap, they're not. It was already being done in the porn industry. It's just that mainstream wouldn't allow you to get a merchant account from certain companies. They block you, right? So only one or two merchants would allow you to have a porn site and be able to process stuff. So they're processing stuff, selling clothes just like they do now, clothes, panties, whatever, talking, making dollars per minute. Unbelievable. So behind a paywall, what I did was I thought it was fascinating. I said, I want the membership thing. People paid monthly to get behind the paywall. So just what we do now for paying streaming services, that's what we did in 1990 in the porn industry. You had to pay $49 per month. That gets you pictures, gets you into the live streams and some other stuff going on in the porn industry, streaming, by the way, in 1990. And there was already facilities on board to monetize. But mainstream wise, people were still talking crazy. Oh, what's this PayPal thing? Can it ever work? I'm like, it already works, but we weren't using PayPal though. But it was already a thing behind the scenes. It wasn't mainstream. And Visa, MasterCard was trying to block because they realized that whatever services are out there, that they could take them over or be part of the competition. So it was already going on. So you have to remember all these things. What you see now is going to be different 5 years from now with regard to the Bitcoin ETF, Ethereum's ETFs, all this approvals, because they've been sitting in the cut getting technology ready so they can take advantage before anybody else. And that technology is not unveiled until they start doing something, which is probably going to be in 2 years. So just watch. So that's why Ethereum, Bitcoin is going to be, I believe, great investments, especially when we go stock market positive like now. And if the Federal Reserve reduces their rate, then all the ETFs are just going to buy their shares or buy Bitcoin, which increases the values of their shares. And it's just a self-fulfilling prophecy, as I mentioned earlier. So just think about that, ladies and gentlemen. That's what's going to happen. All right. So I got to tell you about the porn thing. It was so funny. So listen to what I'm saying. Streaming services already existed in 1990. All right. Paying over the internet already existed without PayPal. All right. Already charging people on a phone that you normally won't do now because people had landlines and cell phones. But the landline was getting charged $5 a minute. Crazy stuff. People have $800, $900, $1,000 phone bills. So that's how you got paid. But think of this other platform that came out like Amazon. There had stores. You can buy pictures. You can buy clothes that the girls were wearing. All of that you could buy online as well, just like Amazon. It already existed. So people don't realize there's things that's somewhere that already exists, but it takes 5 to 10 years before mainstreams adopts it because porn was not mainstream. That was like a taboo thing. We can't have that. No, it's on the internet. The kids will get to it. Make sure they're 18 and under. Crazy nonsense. But the process of doing payments and streaming was born. So when Netflix comes out in the 90s and they try to sell to Google and Blockbuster first, and Blockbuster said, hell no, man, you want 700,000? No, we're not giving it to you. But see, Netflix already from LA, they already knew streaming is in the porn industry. It already works. And they know people will pay. It already works. It's going down billions of dollars a year. And then you throw the DVDs in the mix. Now they're selling the DVDs on the platform. And now you're talking, it's billions of dollars going through. So I collected my few G's a month. I'm not going to lie. Yes. I was like, I'm loving this. I didn't have to do anything. All I had to do was have a website. And then I just had to have a link for payment, which was simple. and it was off to the races. And by the way, it cost I can't remember. You guys are gonna die. I think it was $1,000. $1,000 to set up the porn site. And everything was hooked up automatically because the girls were already in the warehouse, all the systems. So all I had to do was basically link in, white labeled it, my website, my everything. Nobody knew that. In other words, everybody would have thought I actually made the porn site. That's how sweet it was. It was slick. So you couldn't tell it was white label at all. It was my name. Everything was there, branded, everything my name. So people come and they see it, and then they pay their $49 upper packages or $79, $99 per month. And then they paid in the inside if you go one-on-one, and then call and do all this other crazy nonsense, buying stuff. This stuff ends up being thousands of dollars. You would not believe it. I couldn't believe it, quite frankly. I was like, it's an experiment. Everything I do is an experiment. So I was like, let's see what happens. And next thing you know, after a month, kind of slow, second month, you had to advertise somewhat. But after around the fourth month, the check was like $3,500. I was like, oh, this is working. Then the check was like 5 G's. I was like, oh, this is getting good, because now you had more people paying monthly. You had more people staying on the phone, because once you realize the person is just like if you go to a strip club and you see a woman or man and they talk to you, now you kind of be like, have this little correspondence going on. So instead of 1 minute, 5-minute talks, now it's 20-minute talks. I'm just like, 20-minute talks at $5, $100. I mean, it's just insane. So the streaming services was already happening. It wasn't far-fetched for Netflix to figure out that people would pay if you can give them service. And so now, 30 years later, everybody has streaming. Well, a lot of people have streaming services, and you have no problem paying $9, $10, $20, whatever, instead of paying the cable company $200. Did you hear that EV truck fraud guy got only 4 years for jail time? Yeah, man. Disgusting. Freaking disgusting. I know, man. Straight up fraud all the way. Took money in. And this is why bad guys keep doing bad guy stuff. Because that rightfully, he should have been 25 years. And by the way, the guy that was doing the money store, all right, I told you guys, I've been in trouble in my life. The guy that did the money store, I don't know if you guys Phil Rizzuto money store. You guys notice how that just disappeared. That guy did fraudulent stuff. Less money than the Nikola guy did. He got 20 some years. All right. Just so you guys, I mean, so for this guy to get 4 years after the whole push the truck down the hill so we can get some more money to show people the truck works when the truck never worked. That's so sick. Curtis Davis, yes, the crypto blockchain technology has many utilities, including banking and tourism. Yep, need to have a small crypto bag in preparation for 2024. Yes, Victor Moreau, exactly. So what's going to start? There's going to be offshoots from crypto. The reason why crypto, in my opinion, hasn't took off for payments and things like that is because mainstream hasn't figured out how to lock in. So right now, every transaction that you do on your credit cards, your bank, when you take money in and out, there's a trail of a transaction. The problem with crypto is, just like right now, I'll use Coinbase. So you can put money in Coinbase, trackable. You can send money out of Coinbase because it's part of the regulatory environment. It's trackable. But you send money to another exchange or to another person or a business, it's still trackable on the blockchain. But the fact of the matter is that government realizes, well, if we do that track, now the next person who receives it is doing how many transactions? So the first person might only do, you have 100 people that might only do, let's say 100 transactions. But when it gets to that business or individual, they're operating as a business. So they're sending out parts of what people sent them to who knows how many people. It could be 1,000. So now they're going to track all 1,000, and some of the people may not be in the jurisdiction of the United States. So now what do? It's not trackable, and you don't know who the people are. You just know on the blockchain it says they sent from out of that address, they sent to another address. You don't know who that address goes to. You got problems. So that is the problem. I feel that why they're hesitant to allow it be in a use it like credit card transactions, but they're figuring it out. They'll figure out some way to do it. It's electronic. So let's get real. What do you think banking is? You put in $500 in the bank. It's electronic. It's always been electronic. There's a way that they can do it. I'm not going to tell them though. All right. But he's right. You got to have that crypto duffel bag ready, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't already been putting some in, you should be buying a little bit of Bitcoin, a little bit of Ethereum right now. In 2020, Nikola was fire stock and it was all fake. Exactly. Trevor Milton bought a 32 million home and may get off with a slap on the hand. Exactly. Hey, all I can say is rich white guys, man. Was the mafia funding this biz internet porn back in the day? No, not even. They weren't funding it. They didn't have, they couldn't do anything about it. Because basically, just think of it this way. Right now, I'm streaming to you. And right now, imagine, like right now in our, you can pay with $, you can join a membership. So you could, just like right now, the membership could be $49.95 a month. You could hit that pay and it comes to my merchant account. All right. Not the mafias. So they couldn't, that was one of the problems. Those guys though, set up their own rooms though. See, that's where this all comes into play. They were running strip joints. So then they just tell the girls part of your job description is 2 to 4 hours after you get off, you go over here to the warehouse. Okay, I'm not talking about my warehouse or our warehouse we shared, but there were several. So the mob did have their own. So if you say the mob was in, yes, they were in because they helped control of a lot of strip clubs. In fact, this was so crazy that the girls were actually just like Instagram models. That's literally what they were also. They were getting offers to go to strip places and they were paying them $50,000 to $100,000 just to show up. It was insane. The amount of money going through porn. It was just, I was in shock. I was just like, hell yeah, I want some of this. I said, I don't care. I'm getting me some of this money. This is crazy. So I had 900 phone numbers as well. Late night TV show. Yes, I did all of this, ladies and gentlemen, a long time ago, 30 years ago. Late night TV show where girls, some of you guys might have seen this, and it doesn't look like porn, but it'd be these late night girls in a nice mansion with lights in the background. That's in LA. And they'd be talking like, give us a call. We'd love to talk to you. All this sweet, sexy stuff. They'd be in the pool and doing all this stuff. It'd be late night, like 2 in the morning, 1 a.m. in the morning. It's an infomercial. Infomercials at 2 in the morning were like $10. Yes, you heard me. $10. All you needed was one person to call and be on the phone for like 3 minutes, and there's your $10. So you can imagine when you had 20 people calling and be on the phone for 20 minutes. It was beautiful. And by the way, I'm only very young. And I have a job. Yeah, I told you guys I had to have a job just in case I need a resume, right? But I have a job running this stuff on late night TV. And I go in the morning to a job and I'm talking to people like I have a different attitude, of course. I made money while we're sleeping. I have checks coming. And I'm showing up at a job that I get paid more from my late night TV and the porn thing than I do at my job. And I'm sitting there like, what am I doing here? But it was because I was so young that I was sitting there like, well, just in case things don't work out, at least I have a little trail of I worked here, I worked there, I did this, yada, yada. But that didn't deter me from a few months later being like, forget this. Let me go do my thing. Was the mafia funding this big? That's funny. But yeah, they were involved, but I didn't involve myself with those guys. They had their own thing. Anything that had to do with the mob, let's just put it this way, I stay away from now. Basically, the public gets the cleaned up version like OnlyFans. Exactly. But early adopter grabbed all the money and helped create infrastructure like what work and not. Exactly. That's exactly what happened. And that led to where Netflix could see, they're like, wait, this already happens, but it's in porn. So Blockbuster was like, ha, 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 ha. We're not going to buy you because nobody will ever do that. It was already being done years before Blockbuster and before Netflix came up to talk to them. In the porn industry, it was already going down. And what's even crazier is the girls would be on the show, doing their show, just live stream, basically, just what we're doing now. And then they would have video of it. So imagine that video. Yeah. There was a big ass room to save it. There's a big ass room to save all the video. But the fact of the matter is, they were able to turn some of the videos into 3 to 5 to 10 minutes chops and sell that. It was just billions. And I have to say, billions on the black market, by the way. Billions on the black market. All right. Basically, public gets it, cleaned up version. That's exactly right. Exactly right. Y'all remember long distance call was 100 in the early 90s. Exactly. Exactly. Then late 90s, the cell phone cut out long distance slowly. Yeah, late 90s, I got a story. AT&T, the late 90s, I was one of their great customers. Call me up, Eric, $100 a month, unlimited data, unlimited calling. What say you? I said, where do I sign up? They're like, oh, wait, you got to get a new phone, though. I was like, really? So what? They're like, $300. Okay. They're like, no, we want you to get the service. No, $300. Just give me the phone, man. I want that service. I'm traveling all over the place. Hell yeah, I'll take that. So for 3 years, I paid $100 a month, data included, and I can call anywhere in the US, Hawaii, Mexico, Canada, unlimited. AT&T, 3 years. And one day I get a call and they say, hey, Eric, we're not going to have that phone anymore. It was Ericsson phone. We're not going to have that phone anymore, that service, because they were running on CDMA. So what we have now wasn't the norm back then. They were trying to change over to what we have now. I can't remember, GTM or whatever it's called, network instead of the CDMA, right? Verizon has CDMA and they covered everything. That's why their service is still to this day pretty good because they can switch over. But nonetheless, they called me up, Ericsson, we got to switch phones. I'm like, what? No. I said, hold on. Do I still have my $100? They're like, oh, no. That's the downfall. If you don't switch phones, we're going to change over to the new GTM or whatever that new network we have now. And therefore, your phone won't work. But that won't happen for about another 6 months or something. And I was just like, well, then don't call me till 6 months. Because after that, they went into this crazy nonsense. $79 or $89 a month. And then they started talking about, well, if you get X amount of data, that's $50 more per month and all this crazy. I was like, this is going to cost me like $250, $300 for the same thing I have for the last 3 years. I should have something equal to this. I argued and argued and argued. They said, nope. So that was my beef with AT&T. So when I said, okay, I love you guys and all, but I will never have your service again. You jacked me after you told me I was going to have this for a lifetime. Now you jacked me. So I don't have AT&T service, never will again. I'm just saying. So that's kind of funny. And T-Mobile, who I have now, I was calling T-Mobile was talking about doing a merger with AT&T at one time. I was like, no, don't do it. If you do that, I have to go bye-bye. Curtis Davis, those were the good old days. Exactly the good old days. But now's the good old days, paying 40, 50 bucks, unlimited data and unlimited long distance. I mean, Mint Mobile, 15, 20 bucks. I mean, come on, it gets low, right? So far cry. And you can do streaming and get all these TV shows and movies and everything for less than 20 bucks. I mean, come on. Don't have to pay cable at $200 anymore. It's pretty sweet when you think about it. But all of that stems from 1980s, 80s to 90s. And then Netflix moved it forward on a mainstream scenario where people said that won't work. And I'm sitting there like, what do you mean? It already does. I'm like, it didn't make any sense to me because I was already streaming on dial-up, just to give you an idea how crazy that is. All right. And then some people did start getting connected with small speeds, but still, we're talking about 5 megabytes per second stuff. I can't even remember what the speed was at the time. It wasn't anything major, but it was still able to shrink the data into something that comes out in 2 ways. That's where the technology came from. So I'm just saying, it was already done. The cell phone cut out long distance slowly. Exactly. And to this day, hardly anybody even has a landline. Curtis Davis, those were the good old days. Exactly, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're going to wrap this up going down memory lane. I'm sorry I did that. But nonetheless, if we're talking about tonight, are you going to be ready for 2024? Because let's make some money, assets only. Think about this year in 2024. Buy assets, please. Okay, I've been talking about this all year in 2023, that the next rise is going to have this wealth inequality gap is going to be so large, we're going to be living in a 2-tier system. All right. So if you don't have assets and you find yourself at the lower tier, the only thing that's going to save you is that America still has one thing that a lot of countries don't have, is that you can have upward mobility, but you're going to have to be a go-getter to get it. So you're going to have people that are wealthy, and then you're going to have people that are just a little below middle class. And so if you don't have assets, you can't go this way, because the people down here won't have assets. So that means they're perennial renters or leasers for life, because things are going to cost way too much. They can't afford it. They're not going to qualify. So the country would have to do, the mortgage guys, the lenders would have to do something unthinkable, which they will if they don't have enough money. And they're going to do crazy stuff. The 40-year house note is going to be a thing. All right. 10-year car notes are already kind of a thing. They already were, because people don't know when you buy the Lamborghinis, the Ferraris and all that, that you were going to do a 10, 12-year lease or 12-year pay plan. But now mainstream's going to have those 10-year, 12-year car notes. It's coming. You're going to sign up for that? Seriously? You're going to sign up for $735 per month? That's the average price for a car note right now. And you think adding a 2 or 3 years on top of that, what, reduces it to $550? Like, that's a big, great deal. But the car is going to cost you $20,000, $30,000 more. So you're still going to end up paying $700, $800, except you're going to have a 12-year note. You're really going to sign up for stuff like this? Otherwise, you're not going to have anything. Or you're going to have to get a used vehicle, and you're going to have to learn some skills like car repairs. Right. Listen to me. Car repairs, home repairs. You might start thinking about getting familiar with how you can, change your toilet if you need to, how you can change your sink if you need to, how you can change your faucets, how you can change underneath your faucets, the drainage area. You might want to get familiar with how you can do some of this stuff, because people are going to be coming to your house talking about, I need $200 to show up, my transportation fee, and to look at it for 2 hours or hour, however long it takes. That's another $200. And you're like, wait, what? $400 to come out and check it. But what if something's wrong with it? Oh, I'll use $200 against some of the labor costs. Okay, but now I'm going to, it takes me 2 hours to do that job, and I charge $200 per hour. This is what's coming. So if you don't have skills, you better start thinking about getting skills together. All right. Fortunately for me, I had a lot of free time on my hands for a lot of years. So I have these skills. I'm just giving you heads up. All right. I don't have all the skills, but at least I have some minor skills. So when things happen, I know what to do. And sometimes I don't have to call anybody, but I don't know everything because I never went to school or never studied it intensely. But at least you can do the minor stuff that's going to cost you $500, $600, because you're not going to be able to survive when your house is 20, 30 years old and things start falling apart. And if you don't know how to do certain things or replace certain things, you're going to have to call the guy every time. And you don't want to be doing $600, $700, $800 every time, because that adds up. And the older a house is, you can see something happening 4 or 5 times a year easily. All right. So keep these things in mind. I'm telling you right now, we already have 60% of the population who do not have $500 in a bank account. We have 70% of the population that doesn't have $1,000 in the bank account. So that should tell you right there, this is not going in the reverse direction. This isn't going down. This is going up. All right. So unless you better get assets is all I'm trying to tell you. That's your 2024. All right. So skills are good in any economy: electrical, plumbing, carpentry, etc. Never go out of style. Exactly. And that's why if you're younger, if you're a person and you say, hey, I don't have any skills, you better go get those. Electrician, a plumber, AC, heating guy, go get those. Every house has all that. You have millions of potential customers. Every house has that. And people will start doing something that used to be a thing in America up until 1930s or 40s. The homes they live in, they're going to be 30, 40 years old, 50 years old. All right. So they knew this. They weren't out here trying to buy a house every 3 years or every 7 years or every 10 years. That was not even a thing. They were building their homestead they were planning to live there. Kids grow up there, come back and have the house. In fact, we have lots over here trying to buy lots next door and all that. That's not how America is now, but that's what we're going to be reverting back to, because when people can't afford to buy a home, and buying a home may not be no picnic in itself. Premiums for insurance, real estate, property taxes. These are no joke these days. You go out here and buy a $500,000 house and you're thinking, oh, great. But then you get their tax bill and you're just like, does this thing say $8,000, $9,000 a year in some jurisdictions? That's what it's going to say. 1.5%. Do the math. 1.3%, 1.7%, depending on what jurisdiction, what state you live in. You're going to be like, wait, I just bought a $700,000 house and I'm going to be paying $12,000 a year for real estate taxes? How much is my insurance? And they say 5 G's. And you're like, wait, $400 more per month plus another $1,000, $1,400 more. And my house note is already $3,500. So I'm paying $5,000 now. We haven't even cut on the AC yet or lights. Another $300, $400. Now you're at $5,500. You guys getting the picture yet? That's just for starters. You haven't even done anything yet. You don't even have the kids staying at home yet. The house just breathing with nobody living there, and you cut on a little electricity, your AC or your heater comes on, and you don't even cut anything else on. No watching TVs, no playing video games, no watching electrical. Your house is doing $200 to $300, whether you're there or not. So you're going to have to start figuring out, do you have the assets to pay for this liability? And the liability is going to cost you more because the states, cities, towns do not have the money They have to get it from somewhere. That means sales tax in your city and state's going to increase, property tax is going to increase, insurance rates are going to increase. You can't stop it. You can't stop it. You're set, ladies and gentlemen. That liability that everybody thinks an asset, you're going to be locked. You're locked. There's nothing you can do. They can raise the prices on you anytime, and they will. So just because you're sitting comfortably now and going, yeah, I pay $2,500 per month for my place, the insurance costs me $1,500 per month, and watch what happens in 3 or 4 years when those things are another 30, 40% higher. You're going to be like, damn, what the hell is this? Eric told me to get assets in 2020, 2019, 2018, 2022, 2023, and then in 2024. I waited till 2025, and now we have an explosion across all economic spectrums, and I didn't get any assets that pay me. Man, I tried to warn you, ladies and gentlemen. Skills are good in any economy. Exactly. Who can afford a $500,000 or $750,000? Just go back from New Jersey. That's considered cheap. Oh man. Yeah. If you're in New Jersey, it's just like being almost in New York. Homes were already $500,000, $750,000 years ago. So, this next little bull run, you're probably going to find half of New Jersey all the homes are going to be $1 million plus. And who can afford that? Right? You're going to have to make, you're going to have to be in like over the 250 mark, somewhere in there, even with low interest rates. You're going to have to be in the 250. So $1 million at 4%, there's, you're going to be paying $44,000 minimum straight out the box. That doesn't include insurance and all the stuff. So your property taxes are going to be 16, 17,000, maybe more. So you automatically are going to be in the 52, 53. So basically you're going to be at 72,000 probably a year for your $1 million home, even with the interest rates coming down to 4% levels. That's where you're going to be. I mean, straight up. So it's crazy. It's real crazy. Everybody wants perfect big house, but who has assets to really afford it? Exactly, Curtis Davis, Mr. Financial. That's the problem. That's why here we always talk about assets, because you're going to have to figure out a way. So when we do pre-construction that we've been talking about, and you can do like a few people here, like E. White, Georges Charles, myself, 2 properties more, Victor Marrero, 2, 3 properties, and you're doing a little Airbnbs, and you have, an extra 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 7,000 coming in per month. Now, all of a sudden, that changes everything, because whatever you do besides that to bring money in, now you're sitting there going, okay, this pays pretty much for where we live, have change left over, plus anything else I do, we make money. So you're much more comfortable. And that's where you want to be. And you have upsides, because as the economy heats up and it costs more to do things, you adjust. I never thought I'd be charging people just in a short 2 or 3 year period, a 2-bedroom for $375, $379, $399 at the most in 2020, 2021, normal. I never thought I'd be charging people just in 2.5 years later, $600, $599. That's incredible. A damn near 50%, 50 to 60% increase in price. I get to stay ahead of the curve. Victor Morel gets to stay ahead of the curve. So economy goes to waste, but we make 40 to 50% more on our nightly price. It's incredible, but it's only because you have assets. And the people that want to come and visit, they pay, because that's what the going rate is. It's a beautiful thing. The New Yorks are moving to South New Jersey homes, calling it cheapest. Yeah. What we're talking about, what do we call it? What was that place called? Wilmington? No, that's Delaware. What you call? Can't remember the name of the place. Yeah, I know exactly where they're moving to. That's the last place you're going to be able to move to, quite frankly. New York people, I understand. That's the last place they're going to be able to move. And so, if you want to stay up there, man, it's still snow. It still gets cold. I don't understand it. Why don't you just move to LA, man? I'm just messing with you. But if you're going to be paying those prices, I mean, come on. You might as well just live in SoCal. You can still buy stuff for $750 to $1 million and live in SoCal, 80 degrees. What's the weather out there in SoCal if anybody's down there right now? What is it, 80 degrees, 85? Come on now. What's up, SSN? Marlon Jordan, another investor, is here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. Thank you so much for being here. And he says, what's up, SSN? And he has that icon next to his name. I'm behind on the live stream, and I just heard your PC specs. I work with computers, and I think it's time to upgrade your machine. Marlon Jordan, come on, man. Hey, Marlon, tell me something. 16 megabytes of RAM. You heard my specs, right? 2 terabytes hard drive. I don't know what the speed is, quite frankly. I think it's like a 3 gigahertz. So let me know, how much does that cost me, though? See, therein lies the problem. Let me know how much that costs. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I used to live in Jersey, Willingboro. So I was right. Wilmington is what I was thinking, but I knew it wasn't Wilmington. It's Willingboro, New Jersey, Mount Laurel. Exactly. That's exactly the spots, man. Couldn't remember the borough part. I knew it was Willing something. I just couldn't remember. That's what I say, Eric. Move to SoCal. Exactly. I mean, why not? Damn. If you're going to be spending $750, come on. You can live in SoCal, out in the valley, or in Riverside County or something. Be close to LA. Let me go look this up right now. I was supposed to be in LA next week, but it looks like we're not going to be there because our friends are going to Idaho, who said, hey, when you coming down, when you going to visit us? And I was like, hey, next week, I got some business. I need to see some musical artists down there who I want to come May 10th. Well, actually, it's not May 10th no more. May 9th. Well, actually, the artists are going to come May 10th. Yes, I guess it is May 10th. One artist is coming May 9th. That's going to be jazz artist. All right. Special event for that day. But Riverside, let's go see weather. Let's see what it was like today. On the outside, Riverside, where you can still buy a $450,000, $500,000 house. Oh, wait, it was 53 degrees today. Chilly. 70 degrees. That's it. Well, hey, that's it. 70 degrees is nice about right now, right? I don't think many people are going to be worrying about 70. Well, wait, it looks like 60 some degrees as well. Hold on. Let me just make sure I'm at the right. Let me go see what the weather is in LA. Los Angeles, California. Let's go see. Oh, yeah, it is only 65, 70, 64, 57 degrees right now. Kind of chilly. But, hey, why not hang? Or, even better, go south of there. Go to Oceanside, Carlsbad. Let's see what's happening there on the coastal waters. That's on the coast. So, again, we're not getting any love down there either. 65, 63, 62. What the hell? Okay. And I'm not going to say this, but I am. Okay. So let's go to the interior. Palm Springs. Let me get my. Oh, no. Palm Springs is even. Damn. Same damn weather. Wow. That's not good. Although 65, 70 degrees in this weather at this time of year is great. Let's go to Scottsdale. Let's see what we got there. Same weather. Damn. They're all in that same zone. 66, 67, 69, 70. What the frick? All right. Well, there you go, man. But it beats Jersey at 40. Thanks. That's what I say. Move to SoCal. That's what I'm saying, man. Why not? Damn. Marlon Jordan, welcome to the family. That's it. Marlon Jordan's been around. He's here with the icon next to his name. Yes, get some sun. Real beach weather like Ventura Bayside or maybe Venice Beach. Exactly. Exactly. You got that right. Escrow adjustment statements came out early this month. If you have a mortgage, I guarantee you it went up. Yep. Mine is up by $250 per month. Good God. Any little pay increase in 2024, kiss it goodbye. Sick. Here you go, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the proof right here. Here it is. Escrow adjustments. Why? Because oftentimes you have your real estate taxes being paid by the mortgage company. That happens. Also, sometimes it could include insurance. So again, it goes up, you're paying more. And so that means to Victor Morrell, that's $3,000 more this year. Again, luckily for Victor Morrell, he has the assets, he has revenues coming in to offset it. But this is the point. If you had to worry about just having a job, a W-2, and you're sitting there going, wait a minute, an additional $3,000 per year. So even if you're getting paid $50 an hour, so you do times 40. So that's 2 G's, less taxes, 8 G's a month, less taxes. Ends up being what, 67, 69? I don't know the number. But all I'm saying is, so you end up getting 70, let's call it 72,000 per year. Let's just say we'll be modest that your mortgage was $2,700. Now it's 3 G's. Now you're paying 36 of your 72, 50% of your income going towards your mortgage. All right. Think about this. Then you turn around and you get an insurance notice that says your insurance went up an additional $100 per month. Then you get a notice, hey, we increased your energy bill 3%. Aren't you happy? All of a sudden you realize instead of just an extra 3,000, you're paying an extra 6 or 7. And it starts getting uglier and uglier. So thank you for bringing that up, Victor Morrell, because a lot of people don't understand home ownership and they're all out here going, I want to buy a home. I want to buy a home. And I'm just like, no, you don't. No, you don't. You want to buy a home only for reasons that you understand. I want to buy a home like right now. I want real estate right now. While the getting in is good before the Federal Reserve reduces their interest rate. Why? Because I want to go off of the equity that's going to be built up when they reduce the interest rate. I want to ride on their coattails because then you'll be the big boss. You'll be able to tap into the equity and buy more assets that's going to pay you. So you have set up yourself for life. All right. That's what you have to remember. This is long-term play. This isn't short-term. You have to sacrifice a little bit. So that's why I say even now, buy a home was the motto in 2024, even at these ridiculous prices. You'll be able to offset it when they reduce the interest rate and refinance it later. But if you can get into something, you need to grab it, what you want, and then have to deal with it the next 2 years. But hey, after 2 years, you'll be loving life. After maybe even just a year and a half from now, you'll be loving life because the interest rates will come down. Your appreciation will start rising ridiculously because people are going to be rushing in because the mindset's going to be, oh my God, what if this happens again? I want to be able to lock in a home at a reasonable rate because a lot of people right now are loving life with their 2.75 or 3.0 or 3.15 interest rates. They're sitting there like, damn, I bought me a $500,000 house paying $1,700 per month. I'm $2,500 a month. I'm good. Meanwhile, people who would have to buy now, you're not going to be so good. You're going to be at over 4 G's. You're going to have to sacrifice a little bit, but all I'm saying is, there you go. All right, let's see. Eric, turning to Mr. Freeze, cold hard. There's been flash flooding at beach, 10-foot waves in Cali. The surfers love it. Oh, yeah. See, surfers come out to play. They're there. Nothing wrong with that. Eric, turning to Mr. Freeze, cold hard tonight. No assets. You're done in 2025. That's it. I've been saying this for the last 2 years. I've been telling you, it's going down. They've set it up perfectly. Just like it's going to happen. Top 10%ers win. Everybody else, you're screwed. Except for us who have assets. Equity in real estate is key. Yes, that's very key. Very key. Having extra forms of revenue and you're being able to generate it, very, very key. $70K a year with additional debt. You can't afford a home here in Florida. You have to settle for renting a room or small apartment. Very well said. There you go. He's exactly right. 7% interest, 400,000, 2,800 plus your insurance is, who knows? You're going to be at 4 G's a month. So in other words, you can't make 70 G's to buy a $500,000 home. Can't work. Sorry. He's right. So all you can do is buy a $200,000 home, and if you buy one of them, it's going to be a shack or in the middle of nowhere if you can find one. So all I'm saying is it's bad. See, like he said, cold hard facts are coming through. People don't understand. And this is why the millennials, they already have resigned themselves to say we're renting for life. And the reason, and they should. How many millennials are getting paid $50 an hour? And even if you are getting paid $50 an hour, what's that do? So what? 50 times 40 is $2,000 a week. That's $8,000 a month. That's $96,000. Sorry, you still can't buy a $500,000 house or a $400,000 house. Sorry. So now you're set for a $350,000 or less house. And now where do you live for that? So they have resigned the fact they're willing to just go, I'll make $96,000. I'm going to give 24 to 30,000 to the renter. At least I know I have 6,000. And at least I know I'm going to put it into Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stock market. I'll put in half of that. I'll put in $30,000 a year into the stock market. And then they start doing calculations going, okay, in 10 years, how much am I going to do at 12% annually, reinvesting? So in 10 years, I don't know what that ends up being, but I'm just saying they know they have 300,000 that they put in. The appreciation from the stock values and everything else, and it could be $1 million. So they don't mind. They're sitting there like, okay, fine, I'll give you the 3,000 a month or 2,500 a month to go live somewhere if I'm making 96 G's a year, because I'm going to put 30,000, 35, 40,000 into assets that pay me. So those assets that pay me, I'm just going to use that for my rent. So I don't give a crap. And the liabilities. If something happens to the house, I just call up the landlord. Hey, AC went out. Hey, fridge went out. Hey, dishwasher went out. Hey. That's how they're thinking. I can't blame them. Seriously, I can't blame them at all. All right. So again, take your pick how you want to do it, ladies and gentlemen. But I suggest you get assets this year in 2024. Again, passive income, start a business, but buy a business is even better that has revenue coming in. Stay close, stay tuned. I had some previous talks. That's right. I came out of retirement. I'm keep telling you guys. I don't know what that really means because I'm not showing up and have to check in anywhere. But nonetheless, I talked to some people and said, hey, man, look, I'm coming out of retirement. And they're like, I'm glad to hear this. I'm like, damn, man, come on. And they're like, I said, hey, you guys, we need to check out something in the DR. I said, not for investing. I was just saying you need to probably get something there. But I said, if we're going to do some investment stuff, then it's getting pricey. I was like, it's getting so pricey that it's things that you could buy an acre or two for 30 grand, people are asking for $1 million because they realize people can build their 4, 5, 7, 8, 10 unit projects on there and charge people $200,000, $150,000 for a 1 bedroom. 2 bedrooms could be $250,000. And you do that like 20 times, you can just start doing the math. 20 times $250,000. Okay. So you're talking about $5 million. And I said, the beauty of it is you do pre-construction and now you have 40% of it being paid before you even built it. So if you have enough units, you could actually be getting 3, 4, 5 million up front from pre-sales using that, even though you said, oh, 6, 7, 10 million's cool, but I said, you don't need it. You need it to acquire the property, yes. But after that, everything else can be paid for if you actually do the numbers and you have 50 units, you have 20%, 10% down, and the units are 150,000 on up. Next thing you know, you pre-sell 100 units and the average cost is 200,000. So 10% down in itself is 20 grand per unit. So all you got to do is start doing 100 times 20 grand. You start realizing that's $2 million. Then you realize you gave people incentives. If you put down 20%, you get 2% discount. You put down 40%, you get 5% discount. You put down 60%, you get 8% discount. Next thing you know, you have a blended rate of 100 people putting in like 35,000, 3.5. So now you have money back, and now you can start doing whatever you need to start doing and getting this thing built in less than 2 years. And I said, but here's the other thing. 100 people are going to be paying monthly. So now you have to start going, okay, 100 people paying, I don't know what the average would be, but let's just call it around 1,500, maybe even 2,000. But now you got 100 people paying, let's say 2,000 on average. Wait, what? Yes, exactly. So $2 million. Yes. I'm just saying. This is starting to be real crazy. 100 times 10, 10,000. 100 times 20, 20,000. So, or 200,000. So you have money coming in every month that's paying for these units, rightfully so. So it's like not a big window. So then you know what they said to me? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. They said, how much is the property by the beach? I was like, what? Are you serious right now? I said, you have like Marriott, Hyatt, Nobu, for Christ's sakes, buying beachfront property and spending $300-400 million. I said, that's not the thing. I said that's a whole nother ball game. But they still were like, yeah, but can you find any acreage that has ocean view or on the ocean? I said, sure. I don't know how much you're gonna have to pay for it though. But I said, if you're serious about this and talking about 10, 15, 20 million, and then build 100 units, the value is going to be a lot higher. I said, now that's a whole different ball game if you want to entertain that idea. They said, we're entertaining that idea. I'm like, oh, okay, let's go see. This is what we're dealing with, ladies and gentlemen. 2024, it's takeover. All right? Takeover. That's all I'm going to say. So don't let the smile and the freewheeling fool you, because apparently I've been fooling a lot of people for the last 5 years. So I'm coming out of retirement, so to speak, but I still don't have to wake up at any particular time. I still don't check in with anybody. I still have no responsibility that way. So I guess it's still retirement, except I'm going to have a little fun. All right, we're going to call it a night. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Make sure on the way out you smash that like button if you haven't. Also, if you want to get some free stocks from Robinhood and Webull, the link is down below. If you want anything that can help you with social media like StreamYard that I'm using, the link is down below. If you want to get into crypto and have somebody send you something like ericbird.crypto, yourname.crypto, yourbusiness.crypto, yourbusiness.bitcoin wallet, yourbusiness.x, yourbusiness.nft, yourname.nft, yourname.nx crypto, $10, $20 gets you your name or whatever you want to do at Unstoppable Domain. Please use the link down below. You should just have it. It's so cheap. It's one-time payment. That allows people to use alphanumeric characters, or it doesn't really matter. All you have to do is somebody wants to send you $1,000 in crypto. All you do is say ericbird.crypto. I don't really care what any of the top 300 currencies. Just send it there. That's all you need to know. I don't have to send you any QR code. I don't have to send you nothing. StopStrugglingNow.crypto. Simple. That's simple. Top 300 currencies. Just send it there. No alphanumeric, QR codes, no nonsense. All right. And you can build a website because it's on the blockchain and minted free on the Polygon blockchain. So that means you can put a website on that, name, pictures, video. It can't be taken down because it's on the blockchain. No blocking, ladies and gentlemen, ultimately. Now, I'm not using it that way currently, but maybe one day it will become effective. Wait, because the problem is your website, your crypto website can only be so big right now because they have to compress, right? Just like the internet right now, websites, they have to be compressed somehow. Same thing. So they haven't mastered that with Unstoppable because why? Mainstream would not, they don't care about that. Allowing people to post things up and they can't block you. You can't do anything right now. I could be on the internet right now. The government can just call up the ISP or anybody, the police or whatever, and make waves with the ISP and say, hey, this guy, Eric Bird, cut him off. He's causing a problem. ISP could do it. But on the blockchain, you're not getting cut off. That also means they can't affect your business in any way. Just like my website, our website, Stop Struggling Now, got hacked. The hacker said I can hack it. Well, guess what? If you're on the blockchain, that stuff ain't going to happen. That's all I'm saying, right? So it could happen, I guess, because you're going to have to actually have, you'll have vulnerabilities possibly. But nonetheless, I don't think it's going to happen. So the government, they're not interested in making that a reality, but it's already a reality. Sorry, it's already going. Ship has sailed. So if you want to build a little website on it, your crypto, .crypto, .nft, .x, .bitcoin wallet, all those extensions they have, you can do it. Yeah, and nobody can take it down. How sweet is that? You want to do how to do just like Stop Struggling Now, the background here, it was on Canva. Okay, Canva, you can have a paid version or a free version. All right, so I have a link to Canva. The paid version is one hell of a thing. You can do all kind of things once the paid, but the free version, you can do a lot of stuff too. StreamYard, the link is down below. If you like what StreamYard does, you can bring people on. It's already set up. You can link to your social media accounts. So it's beautiful that way. All right. So with all that said, I didn't play any promo tonight. It's the first time in a long time, but I'm got to go. All right. I got things to do. I got some other channel stuff I'm doing. I'm going to have to produce something for SSN Lifestyle channel, talking about the May thing. It's going down. I'm trying to get, just so you guys know, Larimar, they did their little dirt shuffle. I don't even know what to call it. They had some dump trucks come out, drop some dirt, bulldozer come out, moving it around. There's a nice little video about it. I posted on our, social media. But again, ladies and gentlemen, I don't count that as doing anything. When I start seeing trees, roots, shrubbery being moved, and I see things being leveled so they can put down foundations, and I see a crew of 1,000 people or 500 people over there doing work, then will I get excited? I'm not getting excited about they moving dirt. I'm not even getting excited about leveling, because after they level, I need to see somebody digging. I need to start seeing foundations put in. I need to start seeing some Caterpillar machinery moving, and not one or two or three. I need to see about 10 things moving in combination. Rock crackers, rock buster machines. I need to see bulldozers. I need to see if I don't even know if they have them in the DR, but I need to see these guys with the tree movers. I need to see something like that. I don't need to see 3 bulldozers and 4 dump trucks. All right. That's not making nothing. All right. Sorry. I'm not excited about that. So I get disgusted when I see they do a promo and they're talking about these bulldozers that bring dirt in, and then they use the bulldozers to move the dirt around. I'm like, dudes, please, you better start moving some trees. Then you'll get me a little bit more excited if trees started moving out of the spot. Get me the flatbed that has logs of trees on it. Getting that forest moved. So then I know you're actually going to be doing some playing. So we will see what happens. Victor Morrell says they are probably getting all the permits approved now. So that takes time. Everything goes quickly after that. Yeah, Victor Morrell, unfortunately, that would be the normal thinking, but they already had approvals. So it's weird. And it's already been a year. And yes, you're right. It does take time. And according to them, they were waiting on one approval when we were there in November. They said they were going to start in December. Well, they started yesterday with the promo. I don't know when they did it, maybe 2 or 3 days ago, but yesterday, after I released a video, and then I looked on social media, and then I was like, oh, okay, because I was like, the video was from 12/18 from Film Videos, Junie 2. So if Junie 2 is watching, hopefully I'll see you, man. I'm going to actually try and see you in Sacramento to meet you in person, man. Thank you for letting me using your videos over the last 6 months. So small world, right? So that's the weird thing about them. They've had 2 years, 3 years. In fact, I got to look at the stamp. I have the stamp from the province that allowed them to do it. And so it had to be, it has to be 2 years. So, I am like, I'm not giving them a break really. And remember, they're a big company. There's something that I saw today that I was not happy about. There was a guy on YouTube. Maybe it wasn't a guy. I think it was Mr. Estacio, and it wasn't on YouTube. Mr. Estacio on Instagram. He took people to Wave Garden. Okay. Wave Garden. I should pull this up because this is kind of major. Let me see something. Where's it? Wait. What's happening? Why is that an image? Okay. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm doing something in the... Okay. I see what's happening. I got to do something in the background. The reason why I'm doing this, I have the Wave Garden brochure, I think. Doggone it. I don't have the Wave Garden brochure. That's a bummer. I could have sworn I did a video on Wave Garden. Wait, what's this? Wave Garden. I did a video on Wave Garden. How come I don't have it? That's interesting. I should have the brochure. Let's see here. All right. The reason why I'm talking about Wave Garden is because I could have sworn Wave Garden was supposed to be done June 2024. That's why I'm talking about this. Wave Garden pre-construction. Let me pull this up real quick before we go. Let me just pull something up here. Wave Garden development, if this is the right one. I'm hoping this is it. And Wave Garden. Oh, that's funny. This is not Wave Garden. This Wave Garden is sweet. It actually has wave pools, and they're bringing up some beach. It's creating waves. It's okay. So we need Wave Garden pre-construction in Cap Cana. All right. And here's the reason why I'm leading up to. When he went out there, there's no structures. So I wanted to find out. I'm like, wait, is Wave Garden supposed to be done by June 2024? Because it's not happening. It's not going to even be done by June 2025. So I just wanted to find out when it was going to be done. And that is not possible because apparently I don't have the brochure. That's a bummer. But either way, if it was June 2024 or June 2025, it's not happening. All right. I'm just telling you right now. So if anybody bought it Wave Garden, it's not happening. And the reason why I'm upset about this is Wave Garden, the gray, the cement, the structure is supposed to be done by Claire HP. So I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm like, not happy at all. So now, next week, I'm going to have to start talking about the situation with, doggone it, I'm going to have to start talking about the situations. There's been some fraudulent activity going on. By the way, speaking of that, unfortunately, I should have topped off the night with this. Too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back for a brief moment. All right, so the end of the story, Primavera 2. Let me show you guys something. This is so crazy. This is so crazy. I was like, is this for freaking real? Seriously, what you're saying, is this for real? Man, I don't know where I saw that at. I thought it was Mr. Estacio. Okay, I'm about to show you guys something because this is this is crazy. This is really, really crazy. So, Primavera 2 supposed to have, okay, 3 pools. Supposed to have basketball court, tennis court. Supposed to have, and I didn't even know it's supposed to have a tennis court, but it's supposed to have a tennis court too. Gazebo with barbecue area. All right. So, and a game room. So here's what I'm going to show you right here. The top one under areas, the social areas, that is a tennis court behind there. And that's one of the pools. And also the fitness center. Here's the next thing. You see the basketball court also. But this is actually a tennis court. There's a basketball court. So there is a basketball court there. All right. Now, here's the other thing. Look at this. There's the tennis court you can clearly see behind another pool area, right? That clearly is a fitness center. That's clearly a game room. All right. Yesterday, I was informed. Oh, by the way, I'll give you one last thing. Hold on a second. Let me do this too. Because here's what happened. Let me see. I might have to. They show me this. And they say, Eric, this is what you're supposed to get. Marlon, let me hear from you if you're still here. So you can't read it, but it's in Spanish. 1, you have the 24-hour security. 2, social areas, which I just showed you guys some of the social, and in fact, all these social areas. 3, Casa Club with pools. So one of the pool areas was going to have like this little clubhouse thing, but there's nothing in the clubhouse. It's just a seating area. You can sit upstairs, downstairs, things like that. The sports courts, canchas deportivas. So that include tennis court, basketball court, fitness center, game room, and what am I missing? I'm missing something. But infant area, the gazebo is already by the basketball court, and the barbecue area. All right? That's what's on this list right here. Area socials. So they proceed to tell me no gym, no tennis court, no fitness center, just that stuff. So then I proceeded to say, that's cute, except one little problem. Explain this then that I showed you guys. I said the social areas are outlined. I said this isn't somebody's imagination. This is the social areas. You guys already outlined the social areas. You're telling me that you're not going to honor the brochure. Look, no tennis court, none of this right here. These 3 things at the bottom, not going to happen. And the one at the top also, not going to happen. Because they're not going to have a building next to the basketball court, and they're not going to have a building next to the tennis court. They have a gazebo next to the basketball court. All right. So they don't even have this configuration next to the basketball court. They do have a pool, a gazebo, just like this configuration right there that you see here in the middle. But that building, they do not have. It's just a gazebo, open gazebo there. So I'm sitting there like, well, then you can't buy the place if what you sold is not even true. So they're trying to sell. So they have sold a lot of units, and people, I don't even think they know that they're not getting a fitness center. They're not getting a game room. They're not getting a tennis court, and they're not getting that second 2 buildings around a pool and a tennis court. That ain't happening. The only thing happening is secure gates, 3 pools, and a basketball court. I'm like, that is not cutting it. So needless to say, that deal is not going to happen. And as it turns out, they were always acting weird. So it is going to end up a good way for everybody, but that's not going to be a thing. So not buying a penthouse in Primavera 2 because they have admitted the amenities aren't going to be there. 3 pools, a basketball court, a walking trail, the gazebo and barbecue, and the 24-hour security is going to be there. But in my book, it's rentable. It's for something else. I need a fitness center. I need a game room. I need another the tennis court. I need all that to make it a viable product. This is just a residential neighborhood, a basketball court and 3 pools. That's it. Not even, and they don't have the soccer field. They were supposed to have a soccer field too. This is in their brochure when they're selling people everything, telling people what's going to be there. And now it's not going to be there. That is major. And I will be talking next week about some pitfalls that have started to occur. Some cracks have started to occur in projects and certain things that's going on. So people want to come on and talk about it as well. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to be outing some guys that are ripping people off by taking their money to build projects. But see, again, people are doing independent projects with people that call themselves developers. And yes, they have licenses, but they are not part of a project. People want their villas built, and they're giving these guys like $100,000. Their villas aren't being built. We have pictures. They're going to court, all kind of crazy stuff. And one person didn't use an attorney. Unbelievable. All right, we're going to wrap this up. So hopefully I'll see you on Monday night. It'll be a new year. 2024 will be upon us on Monday night, New Year's Day. So I hope to see you then. And Marlon, hopefully you're going to give me a price on the 16 megabytes of RAM. I don't know if he's still here. 16 megabytes of RAM. All right. Gigabytes, whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but it's the top thing. 16 gigabytes, Windows. 2 terabytes hard drive. Speed of 3 gigahertz. And I'm missing something. Quad. Wait, how many cores do I have? Hold on. I think it's quad core, or it might even be 8 core. So it's up there. So let me see if it's 8 core. Dell. It's a Dell too. So I think it's an 8 core actually. It's not a 4 core. It's an 8 core. Yeah. It's an 8 core Dell. So is it right? I think it is. It's an 8 core. I think it's 8 core. I don't think it's a 4 core. Yeah, it's 8 core, I'm pretty sure, because 4 core was normal. So that's what I have. 8 core, 16 gigabytes of RAM, 2 terabyte hard drive, solid state. Just saying. All right. So let me know how much that costs, because I'm not into paying $1,500, $2,000 for laptops. All right. So we will see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you everybody for being here. And again, be safe out there. Be safe during the New Year holiday if you're going out. And I'll see you on Monday. And make sure, like I always say, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.